All right, folks, this one's not going to be too long, but this is something from a conversation I had on Twitter. My tag is below, so you can find me there. And I made a comment about Jericho and Joshua's mistake. You see, in the biblical account of the Battle of Jericho, there are a lot of lessons. And we can learn a lot from it even still today. You see, when Joshua was told how to choose his forces, he took them to a river to drink. Those who would just lean down and drink directly were not chosen. Those who would use their hands to cup the water and bring it to their mouth so they could continue looking forward were chosen. It shows a presence of mind. If you'll notice how a lion or lioness drinks, they they basically do the same except they use their tongue, and they continue looking forward at all times. There are also other members of the pride who stay back and wait their turn, and those who waited their turn were also chosen at Jericho. But Joshua was told to spare no one. Yet Rahab, the prostitute, who welcomed the spies into Jericho so they could get information, was spared. When God tells you spare no one, it literally means if you find a newborn crying, you spare no one. God, in this situation, knew who was in Jericho, and the Canaanites were the enemies of Israel. And God told Joshua, spare no one. And it's difficult. It's incredibly difficult, especially for me as a firefighter and someone who has trained to do all I can to save any life I can. To think of being told, kill them all. It's not something I ever want to be told. But in this story, in this account, Joshua was told, in this case by an angel, spare no one. No one inside the walls of Jericho leaves alive. Yet Rahab was spared. And I understand Joshua's thinking in this scenario. This is after the Israelites had left Egypt under Moses. Moses' own doubt had meant he would never see the promised land. And Joshua was chosen to lead the Israelites. And then they get to Jericho, and they're told, march around the city for 7 days. On the seventh day, march around the city 7 times, carrying the Ark of the Covenant with them, and blow their trumpets at the end, and the city would crumble. I don't know for sure. And I'm now very much intrigued and curious, so I'm going to go back and reread the account. But I don't remember an exact punishment for Joshua. But this is one of those things where, being told, I'm disappointed, is worse than being, grounded or spanked. I didn't understand this as a child. Honestly, I didn't. But now, and even as a teen and as a young man in my 20s, I would rather be beaten bloody than hear my father tell me he is disappointed in me. I can't really explain the psychology of that, but it is something that is just part of me. I look up to my father above everyone. My grandfather and great uncles were soldiers and sailors during World War II. I have cousins who have served since then. I have friends who have served since then. But I look up to my father, a man who everything he's done has been about his family. Even to this day, he's doing all he can for his family. And to hear him say, I'm disappointed in you, it makes me feel an inch tall, if that. And that's ultimately what I think in my mind, was the punishment, if you call it that. Joshua being told, you shouldn't have done that. And then he, in his own mind, he would have thought, God told me not to do that. Shouldn't have done that. I don't know at this point, but it's a conversation I've been having on Twitter, and it's something that I wanted to bring out and, start a conversation on this. For those scholars, I consider myself nowhere near a scholar, but I have studied the Revelation prophecy. I've studied Messianic prophecy, but I've not really looked into, Genesis and Jericho and all of those things in a long time. So I'm going to go back and read a bit, a bit, and I'm going to go over those things again, and I'm going to see what I missed, what I have forgotten. I don't know. This is just my dodgy midnight ramblings. Take them for what you will. I hope everyone has as good a week as you can. Make sure to let me know what you think. Just, as always, be civil. We're not here to scream and yell and insult and all of that crap. As always, please subscribe as well. We're doing the giveaway at 500 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, and 1,500 subscribers for 1, 2, and 3 books, respectively. The choices being, for the first 2 levels, Brave New World, 1984, and Fahrenheit 451. I actually just released a critique or review or whatever you want to call it of Fahrenheit 451 as a novel and a video. And I'd love your comments on that as well, especially if you've seen the new video with Michael Shannon and Michael B. Jordan. As honestly, it's really what I saw when rereading Fahrenheit 451 recently. But we need to remain civil. We can have a conversation without a problem. Until next time, have a wonderful day. Be careful, be smart, stay healthy. And Mike Murdoch, if you're watching this, happy belated birthday, sailor, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Good night, everyone.